Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Game of Cryptos. Appreciate you guys tuning into this episode. Today, I wanted to talk about why it is very important not to round trip your crypto gains. Why it's really important not to hold on to your cryptos from like a bull market to a bear market to a bull market to a bear market, basically like long-term holding. Now, some of you might do it. Now, depending on your strategy, maybe it might make sense. And to me, the only reason it really makes sense to like round trip and hold on to a crypto is if you're holding on to something like Bitcoin, which is an overall long-term store of value. But your altcoins, guys, I can promise you, even Ethereum and everything beneath it, they're not the store of value. They're not something that you want to round trip and hold from cycle to cycle. What you want to do is sell at the top. And again, I know, I get it. Selling at the top, it's really hard. It's not easy, and no one's ever going to necessarily nail the top. And if you do, you kind of got lucky. But the key is to sell at the top and buy back in at the bottom, or ideally when you think the bottom is. And in this video, I'm just going to give you kind of like some really good evidence and show you why something like this is a good idea. Again, none of this is financial advice, but this is just something that I would consider you guys doing. I know this is something I'm going to do, but again, someone that is looking to just long-term hold something like Bitcoin, that is kind of like the exception, because you can just keep DCAing, putting money, putting $100, $50, whatever, weekly, monthly into Bitcoin, and just gaining more Satoshis over time. So I can see that as a reason, but other than that, I really don't see the point of round tripping your crypto. Now, again, someone might bring up the importance of, well, you know, things can get taxed, this and that. I mean, yeah, but you got into crypto to make money, and if you're getting taxed, that means you made money. So it's kind of like it's a good problem to have. So let's get into the video and looking at the market. We're seeing a little bit more green. Bitcoin's looking a little bit more bullish, but we still have not broken all-time highs. So again, once we start seeing the break of new all-time highs, that's when we're really going to start seeing these altcoins go absolutely crazy. Now, to get in the video, you're going to see me disappear here. So this is just a random chart just showing you, the movements of a cycle. You have your kind of like accumulation phase, you have the run up, and then you have distribution, and this is when the cycles are peaking, and then you have people starting to sell, and then you have the rundown, and then the rundown, that's when you're starting to go into the bear market. And then this is just showing you, the psychology of the crypto market. You have your oh, crypto's dead, the disinterest, the depths of the bear market. And then you start having the hope. Oh, yeah, I like crypto. Belief. Oh, wow, yeah, this Bitcoin thing is really crazy. Look at these altcoins. And then you have those moments where things go down the dip, and then people are like, buy that dip. And then things start going crazy, go to the moon, and then you reach that point of, just maximum euphoria, thrill, and then you start seeing the signs of a bear market coming, anxiety, denial, like, oh no, it can go back up, and then people are getting wrecked, and then next thing you know, it's complete full panic. It says need to sell the last BTC and get back to work at McDonald's. So, kind of playing fun and games. But this kind of just shows you the general trend of what happens in crypto. You have your bear market, and then you have the beginnings of a bull market, and then you have that parabolic price movement, and then you go back into the depths of a bear market. So with this video, I wanted to show you guys the importance of not round tripping your investments. Your portfolio value will decrease after the bull run top. Selling the top will allow you to buy back in a lower price. Buy back in the next bear market. So this is allowing you to buy back in the next bear market with more money to allocate, and you'll see how you actually will come out of it and being able to buy more crypto if you sell the top than just waiting for than just letting your crypto ride and like just stay in your portfolio and not selling. For instance, Bitcoin in a bear market can retrace 50 or more percent. Bitcoin went from 69,000 in the last bull run to around 15.5 in the bottom of the bear market. And altcoins went down much more. Altcoins will go down 90, 95, 99%. And then some altcoins will never, ever come back and reach their previous all-time highs. That to me is exactly why it's important not to round trip and just hold on to your investments. Now let's get into some scenarios. Let's say in the last cycle, back in 2021, you had one Bitcoin. That means your one Bitcoin value reached a overall value of 69,000. One BTC equals 69,000. In the bear market, now imagine this. You sell that and you put that 69,000 whatever into stables, or you cash it out into your bank. In the bear market bottom, Bitcoin reached roughly around 15,500. So if you had sold and had that now 69,000, and then you buy back in at the bear market lows, again, timing's not going to be perfect, but this is just kind of assuming that you timed it perfectly. Your one Bitcoin would now turn into 4.45 Bitcoin, give or take. You just got 3.45 more Bitcoin by selling and not round tripping your Bitcoin. If you had round tripped your Bitcoin, you would have rode 69,000 all the way back down to 15.5. And guess what? You would still only have one Bitcoin. In this scenario, you wouldn't have gained anything. You didn't take profits. You would actually be down, what is the math on that? 50,000 plus that you could have used those profits to buy more Bitcoin. So now, this person, if you had one Bitcoin, now going into the next bull run, now instead of one BTC, you now have 4.45 BTC. So now you have even more money to make even more money in the next bull run. This is why it is important not to round trip your crypto investments. Personally, this is just what I think would be one of the best ways to go about getting that generational wealth and just continually to amplify your gains. Now, this one is using Ethereum. The bull cycle top of the last cycle was around 4,800, give or take. These are not exact, but roughly the numbers. Ethereum went down to about 900. I think it might went a little bit lower, around 800, maybe 850. But let's just assume in this scenario it had went down to 900. I know it went to at least 900. So if you had sold the top at 4,800, you now can take that 4,800 and then buy back in when Ethereum reached $900. And now you just turned one Ethereum into 5.3 Ethereum. You now gained 4.3 ETH by taking your gains, taking your profit, and then waiting to buy back in the next cycle and buying back in at the lows. Guys, I hope this is just showing you how important it is to A, take profits, and B, just be patient and wait for the cycle to correct, and you can actually get more crypto later. So just think about that. And then for the last example, we're going to use Solana. One Solana at the top of the bull market in 2021 was $260. So, Solana in the bear market after that 2021 bull run went down to around $8-9. Guys, you could have made one SOL turn into 28.8 SOL. That's a 1 to 28 value per SOL. So, this just goes to show you, if someone had, this is just showing if you had one SOL, how much SOL you could buy at the next bear market bottom. Imagine if someone had, even if someone had 3 or 4 SOL, you're turning 3 or 4 SOL into 100 something plus Solana. That is leveraging and maximizing your gains and making more money down the line. That's how you do it, guys. That's how people go from $1,000 to $1 million in crypto. And yes, some people get lucky and make that happen in one bull run. But I had a video about how all you need is about 3 cycles, 10x each cycle, and with $1,000, and you can get to $1 million without even being super, super risky. And this is how you play it, guys. This is how you do it. It actually is really this simple. This is not a hard task. The hardest part is selling. That's the hardest part, guys, is selling. Are you going to sell when, people back then, when they had brought Solana at $1, did they think Solana was going to go to 500 and they forgot and they just didn't sell at 260? The chances are, a lot of people missed the top and maybe they sold at 180. So, again, the point of this video, do not round trip your investments. Overall, I would say round tripping your investments is a bad idea. If you are going to round trip any investments, the only thing that you should round trip is Bitcoin. Again, not financial advice, but the only thing you should round trip from a bull cycle top to a bottom would be Bitcoin. But even then, I would still say take your profit on Bitcoin and then buy back in and buy more Bitcoin later. To me, it's just common sense. So, to wrap this video up, for the next bear cycle, think how many, think I had a typo. Think how many of your favorite altcoins you can get for super cheap in the next cycle. Again, now this is assuming that these coins are still relevant and that these coins are going to be popular and that these coins have potential to break all-time highs again. But think about it. Right now, if you're someone that has a decent allocation to Render, you can end up taking profits on something like Render at the top of the bull run, and then you can use those profits and buy even more Render, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times the amount of Render that you have right now in the next bull run. Same thing with Kaspa, Tectum, Injective, any of these. These are just, I just put these out here random just to show you guys, you can use this method for a lot of your other cryptos. So, again, really think about this. Let me know what you guys think. You think this is a good idea? Do you think it's a good idea not to round trip your crypto investments? I think it personally is. I think it's kind of just common sense. Again, only if you're someone that's, looking to hold Bitcoin long term. It's the only investment that makes sense to round trip. Other than that, at the top of this cycle, you should be looking to take profit and then using those profits to buy back in at the next bear market bottom to get even more crypto, and then just do it all over again. So, let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about this method. You think it's wise? Are you going to round trip some of your investments, some of your crypto? Are you maybe going to sell 50%, 75% and hold, the rest just to leave it in there, just to have it? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be down there commenting. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.